What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister, Dominique.
What's up? What's up?
And my brother, Derek.
What's up, everybody?
This week, we are continuing our MCU rewind, and we were watching Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and we're going to give our thoughts on that. How's it hold up in 2020? But first, as always, we go over the news. And I picked up a few bits of news this week. First, sadly, we have to talk about Alex Trebek, the longtime host of Jeopardy. He did pass away earlier today, I believe it was.
Yes.
So that's unfortunate loss for everyone.
I wish we could play the daily double sound effect.
Well,
yeah, he died from pancreatic cancer. Yeah, he was I think he hosted Jeopardy for like 36 years or so like that.
Since 1984.
Yeah.
And I was born in 84. So yeah.
Yeah, they said that his last time in studio was October 29th, so that there will be episodes with him through December. So after that, you don't know who's going to replace him. But that's going to be hard to replace. It's been such a staple.
No, you just
in
got
Jeopardy for so long.
You got to end Jeopardy. Like, that's it. There's no more Jeopardy.
I mean, we felt that way with The Price is Right and Drew Carey.
They should have ended The Price is Right.
It's not the same. It's not the same
without Bob Barker, though. Come on down.
Yeah, it's not the same. And then Jeopardy, like, Alex Trebek was always like so professional, and it's like he made you feel like he knew all them answers for real.
He did.
Yeah, so I don't know. It wouldn't be the same. It's going to be a hard person to replace.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But I mean, he will want Jeopardy to keep going, though.
Sure, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, sure, but end it anyway.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it won't be hard for them to replace him in those daytime life insurance commercials.
I forgot he was in those. Well, you got to give the people somebody they recognize.
Yeah, I know Morgan Freeman is starting to do those. I mean, not Morgan Freeman, Danny Glover starting to do those now. I was like, that's not Danny Glover, is it? It was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Or, you know what? You don't have to replace them. Just keep airing the same commercial. Why not?
I mean, yeah, they're going to air those same commercials for like probably the next 15 years.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, would that be weird, though? Would it be weird to have a commercial with Alex Trebek in it and just keep airing it? I feel like that's weird.
I mean, but the commercials are geared towards old people, right? They probably feel a little bit of comfort of seeing that same old person that they know.
A little bit of comfort seeing somebody who's died on the screen. Like, oh,
well, I mean, you put it like that. I mean,
wow.
I mean, I'm just saying. Probably not. I don't know. I feel like that's weird and strange, and you should probably stop using people's likenesses after they die. That's the thing in movies. Now that they've got like this facial technology and stuff, you've seen them do it in Star Wars a couple of times. It wasn't perfect, but like, is that going to be a thing in actors' contracts now? Like, hey, we get to use your likeness. Like, if Marvel wants to use Robert Downey Jr. forever, they can.
That's not a thing. No, don't do that.
I hope not.
Yeah, don't do that at all.
I mean, I understand. Like, unfortunately for Carrie Fisher. She died before like they were done filming, and there was still scenes where she was being used.
I feel like
I'm pretty sure they did it for Aaliyah in one of the movies she was in, but I'm like, let's not do it. It's long gone, and you coming out with this movie, and this actor is in the movie where clearly they were not there to film at any point.
Yeah, like new movies. But see, I wasn't even with Star Wars. I wasn't even talking about Carrie Fisher. I forget the guy's name, but in Rogue One, I think it was it's this old, like, really slender guy. He was in the original movies. He passed away, and they put his character back in because they're like, oh, his character would have been here. Now, this is a new movie. He had no parts in it, blah, blah, blah. But they completely made a CGI version of him, which kind of looked weird on screen. It was a really good version of him. But you know, when something's like really close to being good, but not quite there, it makes you feel weird, that uncanny valley. Yeah, it was kind of there. But like, as technology gets better, what's stopping them from doing more of that?
Morals or something? I don't know. Just don't do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see Cary Grant in a movie or whatever. Like, just don't do that.
Yeah. Just put Sean Connery in a new James Bond movie. He's perpetually James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. We know these studios have no morals. Next bit of news that I picked up. The PlayStation 5 is coming out next week, November 12th. And they said that on November 12th, there will be no consoles in stores.
Yeah. Is that just because they're not available, or?
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be an online order thing only. So,
yes.
Meaning, you know me, I hate waiting for things. I mean, I wasn't getting PS5 now anyway. But
here's my thing. Like, if I pre-order, then I need it at my house.
Yeah, it better come to my house on November 12th, right?
Or whatever day.
Yeah. I just felt that was weird. But you know what I mean? I'm going to wait 4 years into its life and then I'll buy it. And we'll see.
But I mean, can you imagine though, if they were in the stores? I mean, people can't stay in the house for stupid stuff now because of COVID. And if it was in the store, it would be jam-packed in a line of people outside.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One of my correspondents, they were saying the same thing, that maybe it's because of COVID. So they
that makes sense. Yeah. Prevent a pileup of people to get a toy. Yeah. To make it online only. That makes sense. Why not?
We'll see. Yeah, because you know, people do camp out and stuff, which I don't know. It doesn't seem worth it. The PS4 works fine now. I think you can do with a few more days of not having the PS5. But yeah.
And I mean, I've seen Avengers in 2K21 for PlayStation 5.
Apparently, the Miles Morales game is really good. It's short though, because I think it's just an extension of the other Spider-Man game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But they said it's really good. Plus, they added some stuff to the Spider-Man game. So, I mean, you know, it's cool. We'll see. It doesn't seem like they have a lot going for it on launch, though.
Yeah. Not unusual, though.
Yeah. I would say the one positive thing about it is they're not launching against anything. Xbox, what was theirs called? Don't they have another?
It's supposed to come out the same day.
No, it's not, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. All right, they're coming out at the same time.
I can't. I'm going to Google right now what it's called, though. I'm pretty sure it's something dumb.
Does that mean Nintendo's working on their Switch 2.0 then? Or whatever that's going to be?
Probably not. No, because Nintendo doesn't compete with them. They don't care.
It's true. Yeah, they don't really. And then, I don't know. I feel like the Switch can have a pretty long life before you come out with another thing.
And then at this point, I feel like people are pretty loyal to their systems.
Oh,
even you have both. Yeah.
Well, it's different.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I don't know anybody getting a Nintendo to play 2K, you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you'll probably have a Nintendo and then either an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Yeah. It's called Xbox Series X.
Ooh,
and it comes out November 10th.
So the Xbox X.
Yeah.
Series X.
Who's naming this? Okay, so you had the Xbox 360 for some reason. I don't know. Because they did full circle. They went a full circle or something like that. Something dumb. And then the Xbox One, because it was your third console, and obviously one's the third number. We all know that. And now Series X. There's no I don't know.
And it's not Xbox X. Like the name is Xbox Series X.
Yeah, I know. I was cutting the series out because
I mean, look, like we all know Microsoft don't have a good marketing team. Let's be real.
That's some real bad.
And it looks like a tall rectangle.
Yeah.
It is ugly.
There's no design to it at all. I mean, like, it's probably some real good engineering design in it. I mean, as far as aesthetic design, there's it's like zero.
And it's $750 plus you have to add $35 for shipping.
How much is the...
Wait.
Well, $35 for shipping on a console is not bad. I'm not going to be mad at that.
$800 for it. If I pay $800 for something, shipping is free.
Oh yeah, that's true. I feel you. Yeah. How much does the PlayStation cost?
I thought it was $400. Is that still true?
$400. Oh, they definitely taking a loss on those.
I thought it said $400. Correct me. I know nothing about these new.
$499.
$499.
Okay, so
that sounds about right.
As far as strategies go, I think that's smart for the PS5 because, especially since they have that one. Wait, no, isn't the one without a CD drive? Isn't that $399?
Yes.
So, yeah, they take a loss on the console, but like, how easy is it for you to download a game?
Yeah,
like a person's gonna spend more money if they ain't gotta go to the store.
With the PlayStation 4, they have had an increase of digital downloads instead of people actually buying the disc.
All my games are digital. I have one physical game.
All mine are too, except for 3.
And that game came with the PlayStation.
Mine is probably half and half.
I don't know. You went in the store and bought a disc?
No, I borrowed from someone.
Oh, she stole it.
I said borrowed. One I ordered from Amazon. Oh no, wait.
Why'd you order it from Amazon? Was it not available to download?
I bought it when I bought my PlayStation.
Oh, okay, never mind. All right, that's fair.
Yeah. Look, I only own like 6 games, and I played none of them, so. But I think 2 of them are hard copy.
DJ this question, but Dominique, when did you buy your PlayStation 4?
3 years ago, I think.
Okay. I got mine's a year and a half after it came out.
Mine was like 3 years ago.
Mine was 2
And I only got it because my PS3 broke.
Mine had to be 2 years ago because I didn't get it last year. It wasn't last year I got it. So 2 years ago.
And you bought yours a year after I got mine.
Yeah. It was on sale Black Friday. It was $200, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that was a deal. And they gave me Spider-Man. That was a deal.
Yeah, that's a deal. Yeah.
It was a huge deal. So yeah. We'll see what happens. But I'll talk about that marketing I wanted to mention. See, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, it's easy. You don't need to question it. At least Nintendo's consoles have something to do besides the Wii. We're not gonna talk about the Wii. But at least their names have something to do with the system. The DS was a dual screen. The GameCube was a cube. Like, the 64 was 64 bits. Like, I mean...
Yeah.
At least their names made sense. The Switch, it switches from being a home console to a handheld. I don't know. What does Series X mean? Microsoft, get your stuff together. Anyhow,
you know it's some elaborate thing on why it's called that.
True. It doesn't mean anything to people, though. But next bit of news. Let's talk about the X-Men cartoon for a moment. So, the showrunner of the 90s X-Men series, he said he was kind of concerned about how the MCU will handle the X-Men because there's a lot of characters. He's not saying they can't do it, but he just was saying he remembered trying to be the showrunner of the series and like having to cut characters and stuff just so he didn't have to focus on every one. And that's what is his concern about them bringing it to the MCU. Not that they won't be portrayed well, that it's difficult to have that many characters added in. Which I was like, I guess that's fair, but
I think that's fair, but I think you have to do what the MCU has been doing so far is like focusing on a handful of people. So you can't introduce all the X-Men. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe for the first few years, there's only 4 X-Men that's focused on, you know what I mean? And then just like how in these movies you phase the people out and then you phase new people in. I think that's the only way you can do it because there are a lot of characters.
I say the X-Men seems like it should be something that runs parallel to the rest of the MCU. So you have individual movies of X-Men, you know, this character, and they come together for a big team up X-Men movie.
I like that idea.
And then only a few of the characters cross over into the Avengers movie or whatever. And I mean, you always can have 1 or 2 show up in someone else's solo movie. That's fine. I feel like that's probably
I like that approach. And I feel like it's different than what we were getting before with the X-Men. Like with the 2 previous X-Men before, we knew like it's Professor X. He gets this band of mutants together, and we go from there. And I like the way you put it. Like coming through that approach is a different approach, and I feel like it will still pay the right homage to the X-Men and certain mutants that they may want to use.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100% on that. And then my last thought on that was, hey, if they can do it in the comics, they can do it in the movies. You just gotta, you know, do it differently. The comics have all these people crossing over. You can do it in the movies.
Yep.
It's possible. It's not impossible. Is it hard? It's hard, but and then I think the perspective's a bit different. If he's the showrunner of a single show, with Marvel, you got a bunch of different directors, right? So it's not one director handling all these characters. You know, there's one director doing their little thing, and then you add all that together to create the MCU.
Right. That, and he did a show in the early 90s when it was like, to have so many characters was hard to do because animation wasn't that great and it was just a lot harder. So like I did read something on it was like how, you know, they had theirs and they like introducing like, oh, here's an episode in Deadpool shows up, or, you know, Star-Lord or whatever shows up. And that was hard, but different time. It might be slightly more easier to do that now than it was to do for a cartoon in the early 90s.
Yeah. Absolutely. Next bit of news that I had was about Tenet. Apparently that's going to be coming out on Blu-ray and DVD on December 15th. So we'll finally be able to see that movie. And of course, we will do our review of it around that time. And I'm pretty sure I want to see how their sales do at that point. Like, is it going to show Warner Brothers that they're just going to make all their money? Because Tenet is a huge movie, right? I feel like people may actually just go out and buy this DVD and finally watch it since they couldn't see it in theaters. So is it possible that they make up their loss that they've had? Because they only made $350 million worldwide.
I mean, I don't know if they can make up their money, but they are going to make bank when this comes out, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I was saying The Matrix did it when it came out on DVD.
Sure. The Matrix did get a big push when it came out on DVD.
Yeah. So I'm going to be watching that. I want to look at the box office numbers for it and see how well it does.
I'm sure it will do really well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking so.
The next little bit that I got was Loki. Now, this is, I guess, technically a rumor, but it's kind of confirmed. But whatever. Take everything we say on this show as a grain of salt. Is my name DJ? Take it with a grain of salt. Okay, so the rumor is that there is a season 2 of Loki being confirmed. So Loki apparently is already set for season 2.
That's interesting because I thought they were all only supposed to be miniseries. I mean, I'm not mad at it, but
yeah, I don't know. Apparently, Clark Gregg who's Agent Coulson. If you guys didn't know, he's the one that accidentally spilled the beans about that because he mentioned Loki being filmed for like 12 episodes or something like that, and then everyone's like, wait, it's a 6-episode series. So
wait, what does Clark Gregg have to do with the Loki series?
That I don't know, but remember Loki is supposed to be jumping through time throughout his series, so
Yeah, it's different time. Yeah.
Okay, the thing is, I haven't heard Clock Red is still having connection to the MCU.
they always can. We'll see what happens with that one. We'll definitely see what happens with that one. I'm not sure, but it's just a rumor. But I mean, hey, maybe they did. Maybe they have that much confidence in it that they're like, yeah, season 2.
I'm sure it will warrant, just for viewership alone, it will warrant a season 2.
Yeah. I mean, Loki's one of the favorite characters of the MCU, right? So
yeah, it would have to be absolute trash for people to be like, I'm not watching this anymore.
True.
It had to be like Iron Fist trash.
Oh, no.
Inhuman trash.
Because I can at least say Iron Fist was better than Inhumans.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a hot mess. I literally forced myself to finish that series because I was like,
I did too.
I'm like, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it, but this is horrible. Our rating system where it's like kill me first. No, yeah, like Inhumans is that. You try to show me that show again, kill me first. I don't want to watch it. God. That was horrible. Okay. Last bit of news that I had. I know you guys had some other stuff, but I picked up Wonder Woman 84 has been pushed back again. So not coming out this December, as they said. Obviously, Warner Brothers doesn't want to lose that money, so I honestly don't know when that's going to come out. Maybe they'll try to go against.
So by the time they come out, it's going to be Wonder Woman 85.
And Derek has just been fired from the podcast, so we'll have someone else show up.
Oh man, that was a great corny joke.
No. Yeah. All right. Derek, you said you had some news?
Yes. The news I had was, of course, all the dates for the release of the MCU movies, the next 8, have been pushed again. But they're still holding to the same timeline of having all these movies released before 2023. So phase 4 would be complete before 2023. So they have 4 movies being released in 2021 and in 2022.
Ooh, 8 movies in 2 years.
8 movies in 2 years, which will be the whole complete phase 4.
Ooh.
I mean, there's only one extra movie than we had last year.
Yeah.
Ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we only had 2 movies last year.
No, did we have Captain Marvel?
Oh,
right.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel came out last year?
No, okay, you're right. No, so it was Endgame, Spider-Man, and that was it?
That was it. It was just Endgame and Spider-Man.
Captain Marvel.
No, Captain Marvel came out in February. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it was 3.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Sorry, movie's forgettable.
Yeah, so I mean that's only one extra movie. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I did. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm down for Marvel movies. Get my Marvel fix on.
I mean, yeah, we went through a whole year without getting one.
Also that, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I did have a little bit of news. I thought you were gonna mention it, but you did not.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So apparently, rumor has it that that I don't know her name from No Time to Die. Is supposed to be the new 007. She's not James Bond, but she's going to get the number.
Okay.
Here's my thing about that. I get that she's not James Bond, but to me, 007 belongs to James Bond. And despite what the internet says, James Bond is not an alias or a pseudonym. He is a person, and his name is James Bond.
Yeah.
Right.
And to me, 007 is his number. That's like wearing Babe Ruth's number or Lou Gehrig's number. There's just things you don't do. If he's not 007, no one else can be 007.
Right.
I want to say this, though. I think there were times in the actual James Bond books where he lost being 007. I could be wrong, but I think there has been cases of that in books written
by Ian Fleming.
No.
Or then it don't count.
I mean, they continue writing.
Well, no, I get what she's saying, because it's like 007 is synonymous with James Bond. When you say 007, you're not expecting anyone else. So it kind of becomes his identity. I'm not against them doing another spy movie. Probably to do that, like if you're not going to come out with any more James Bond movies and you're moving on with another agent, just do another number.
Like, why can't she have another number? Like,
you know,
why do you have to give her 007? Like, it's just, no, that's like wearing Jackie Robinson's number. There's just some things you don't do. Right? Right? You can't go to the Bulls and put on Michael Jordan's number. 23 is taken. You can't do it.
True.
So I don't understand. Like, if you want to move on with a series of her, fine, whatever. Mm-hmm. But why does she have to be 007? This is his number.
Well, I mean, I get why they're doing it, because that, you know, that's their property. People go out to see 007, so they're changing it up.
But it's not 007. So the point of giving her the number makes no sense.
I don't know. I would say, me personally, I don't care if they make a good movie. You know, it's fine as long as she's good. I get where you're coming from. I get it, because I understand that, and it makes sense. James Bond is 007. That's who it is. You say 007, you're thinking James Bond. You're not thinking, oh, it could be James Bond or someone else. That's not what you're thinking. Just like you said, number 23 on the Bulls, it's Michael Jordan. So I get that. But let's see what happens. No Time to Die is not going to be good. So
it's going to be good. So either way, 2 years from now, it'll be someone else. So I guess it doesn't matter.
And they are going to continue James Bond movies, I'm sure.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to backtrack this so fast. It's dumb.
Yeah. Like, I can't see them not making another, like, actual James Bond movie. With, like, where the person is James Bond. I can't see them doing that.
They're not going to do that. Just, no. They're not going to stop making James Bond movies to go follow another spy. It's not happening.
Yeah,
no, that's not happening. That's not happening.
They tried that with Jason Bourne. It didn't work.
Maybe because that movie made no sense.
What was even the name of that?
Legacy?
Yeah, Bourne Legacy. Yeah. So yeah, that didn't work.
I heard that Redstone came out, but I think it's on Showtime, I believe.
So the episodes are on Hulu. I got canceled. Didn't it get canceled?
I don't know. I haven't looked up on it.
I watched the first episode.
It was out already.
Yeah, it came out already. I know Hulu has all the episodes, at least the first season. I was not impressed. I only watched the first episode, so maybe it improves, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, sometimes shows just don't impress Dominique. But if you want to be impressive and start your own podcast, why not use Buzzsprout? Because it is hands down the easiest and best way to launch and promote and track your podcast. Your show could be online and listed in all major podcast directories like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more within minutes of you finishing your recording. So if you'd like to start a podcast, you can check out our affiliate link below where you can sign up for Buzzsprout yourself. With that being said, let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. Yay!
Yes.
So 2/3 of us really like Guardians of the Galaxy, and there is a third of us who doesn't. You guys can guess who that is. It's Dominique. But anyhow, we'll go onward to talk about the next movie in the MCU. One of my favorites. I like it. I don't think this is as good as Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, but it's still enjoyable. I had a good time watching it again, and I think it was very well put together. I can see why everyone's clamoring for James Gunn to return and do the third one.
Yeah.
This movie is boring.
All right, why do you think it's boring, Dominique?
It's boring. I can't. Like, I thought the first one was boring. This is, like you said, it's not as good as the first one. It's really not. And I didn't like the first one. And this one is just, it's so stupid. And I can't stand Drax and that fake laugh he did through like 90% of the movie. And I'm just like, would you shut up already? I don't know. I don't understand why you guys like this movie so much.
I thought it was funny.
Okay.
So
Groot is cute.
Apparently, the humor is lost on Dominique, which is why she doesn't like these movies. I'm gonna say that's probably why you don't like these movies. It's not your kind of humor, so since it's not, the rest of the movie is boring.
No, how about the plot and stuff is not all there. The action is kind of blah, and I don't know. It's not because it's supposed to be funny and I didn't find it funny. I don't think they're good movies. It's boring.
I'll give you the actions like not up there, but I don't think it's like meant to be an action movie. This is a full-fledged comedy, right?
Yeah. It's a space opera.
No, versus a space opera.
What?
I don't know what this is. Is it Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars is a space opera. Well, people were calling it the superhero space opera.
Okay.
That's what they're saying. They're saying it's like Star Wars for the MCU. I wouldn't go as far as say that, especially if we're talking about
I wouldn't take it that far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. So this movie, Peter Quill, it takes place right after the second movie, by the way. Like no more than a month or so. So
3 months actually.
3 months. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, they've been Guardians of the Galaxy for 3 months and they got hired by people. They stole some batteries and then they got chased away. Peter got saved by his dad and then finally he found his dad, but his dad's evil and they had to stop him. That's the story of the movie. In the comics, Eagle's not Peter Quill's father. I forget who it is.
I wrote it down. That was loud. His name is Jason something. Hold on. What did I put it at? Jason of Spartax. I don't know who that is or what he does, but that is who Peter Quill's father is.
Okay. So he is like actually half human, half like super powered alien thing, but just not Eagle.
So Star-Lord doesn't have powers in the comics, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, this might be in your fun facts or whatever, but wasn't this the movie that Fox got the rights to use the scrolls for and they didn't end up using them?
Only thing I had in there is in order for James Gunn to use Ego, the living planet, Fox got the right to make, what was her name? Negasonic Warhead. They got to use more powers for her in the Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
That was the trade.
Which was weird.
Seems like a weird.
Iago, I guess.
Iago.
They were fighting a giant red bird in this movie? Ego.
Mm-hmm. He is a property with the Fantastic Four.
Yes, so it was owned by Fox.
Because of like Galactus and all that. Yeah.
Let's be glad Fox didn't use Ego.
Oh man,
can you imagine? Can you imagine the third Fantastic Four movie?
Wouldn't even been a planet.
And you know what? Back in that time of movies, Ego would have just been like a really big circular cloud because that's what
I was thinking like a bouncy ball or something. Just
it would have been so bad. It would have been bad.
It would have been.
There were some parallels throughout this movie that I thought it was interesting, which I didn't catch until now. Rocket stealing the batteries paralleled the fact that Yondu took Peter Quill for his father, and his father wanted to use Peter as a battery essentially so he can make himself the entire universe. I will agree with Dominic on that Ego's plan seems dumb. What was the point of becoming everything?
Because he was bored, I guess. So he decided to be everything? Just dumb. And then once you become everything, then what?
He'll be bored again.
Dumb.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But that's usually the premise when it comes to people who are immortal. It's like eventually they get bored.
Yeah, well.
Made more planets or something. Or, I don't know, spend time with your kids.
Make an alien race. You have the ability to make things, right? Or put matter together or whatever. He could have made an entire alien race and play God. I don't know. Like, that would have been more interesting than becoming the universe.
Instead you're just like empty planet and then you're just going to take over the universe. And wait a minute. How come, I don't know, I'll save it for nitpicks. Don't worry. I'm going to save it.
Yeah. So that was one of them. There were a few others. I forget them now. But there is some storyline parallels, especially with Rocket and Yondu. Which is why at the end of the movie he had that little argument with him. It's like, I know exactly who you are because you're acting exactly how I act, which was I think that was a good story arc for Rocket, because Rocket is kind of, standoffish to everybody, and it kind of got him to become congruent with the rest of the team.
Yeah.
Eye roll from Dominique.
No. I haven't let it maul over. No, I would agree. I think Rocket did grow in this movie, and I think it was well earned too, especially when you have like Endgame where he's like the only one left. Mm-hmm. And I think it was just like, that he really did care about these people, even though he was pretty much a jerk the entire film.
Yeah.
So yes, I would agree with you on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you had that. You got Mantis introduced, which, I think she's just there for comedy. I think she had some funny scenes, especially with Drax. That was funny. Just thinking of Drax doing the whole thing where he's like,
"Oh yeah,
I'm imagining having relations with you." That was so ignorant.
Like, you are hideous.
And then she's like, I'm not even interested in the kind of thing you are. And then he's like, hey, don't be mean now. I'm like, dude, you just called her ugly and was like acting like you were gonna throw up by the thought of being with her. Drax is ignorant. He's a character that does not have growth, I'm gonna say. There's no growth with Drax. I can see Dominique's frustration with that. There's zero to Drax. He's one note, definitely.
Yeah, but don't you want more?
He's like the
No, you don't want
out
more?
Of Drax. No, Peter Quill, Gamora, Nebula, Rocket. Those are pretty much the only ones I'm interested in seeing. Drax he can stay or go. I don't need Drax in a movie. I find him funny sometimes, but like I don't think he's necessary. Like, I can deal with the other characters.
Because I feel like you're right. Like, he could be anyone else. Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
He died in Endgame, and I didn't care. And I cared about almost everybody that died in there. So you had that. Actually, I feel like Mantis is a better comic relief than Drax is. They both have sort of the same thing. Like, they're both kind of naive or don't understand everything, which makes them say stupid things. So they're kind of the same character.
True, but I would agree. It gets to the point where, to me, and I know you like, y'all like, I'll be harsh, he gets annoying. It's like, at first it's funny, like when at first he said like he found her disgusting looking, fine. But then it's like there was like 3 or 4 more jokes about that. And I'm just like, okay, well, it's not funny anymore.
You think they played it a little bit too long?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel you on that. Let's see. What else was I going to talk about with... I think it was about Drax. Nah, I forgot what it was about. What about Gamora and Nebula? They definitely got more of a story, especially Nebula. She wasn't much in the first movie, and I think they fleshed her out a bit more in this one.
Yeah, I kind of, they did, but I kind of hate the fact that they sped through their relationship. You know what I mean? It's like, beginning of the movie, I hate you. In the movie, we can fight together.
Yeah.
I felt like that was kind of really sped up. But then it's like you kind of needed it because of where the other movies were going.
Yeah. It was kind of quick. I mean, I still felt like it was fine. I mean, yeah, I think you could have a movie by itself with them exploring their relationship, like before they kind of mended everything. You could have had a movie about that. But I don't know, when you have a team movie like this, then I don't know if you have that much time.
I mean, you got to think too, like when it comes to comic books and comic book characters, a lot of times some character development is sped up.
So my thought is that like it'd have been great if there was a third movie. You know what I mean? And then in that third movie is when they get along. I just feel like it's kind of like how like Hulk did all of his growth off screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just kind of get that same kind of feeling. It was like, okay, we need to be here, so let's just put it all in this movie because there's nowhere else to put it.
Yeah.
I think it'd have been nice to have more of them, especially since Gamora is supposed to be this really like, you know, intense assassin fighter or whatever, and we really never get to see that.
We don't. They do little hints that like, oh, she's really good, but you don't see her. Even in Endgame, you didn't see her do a lot.
Yeah. So I would like
the villains for the Guardians are actually overpowered than they are.
Yeah, they are. They're stronger than they are.
The ones they put in the movies, I'm sure there's some comic book villain. I mean, they're fighting aliens. You can't do a hand-to-hand fight with them little gold people they was kicking him with or something. I don't know. I just want to see her do something awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Like Columbia.
Those, oh my, why did I forget their name? Whatever their name is, the perfect people. That's like, that whole civilization is some mess. Like, what is this?
They're actual characters too.
Yeah.
I
think they're gold in the comics too.
Yeah, they
are. They the ones that made Adam Warlock?
According to the mid credits, yes.
Well, I know I was talking about in the comics.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I do wonder if they're going to introduce Adam Warlock in the third movie, which...
So, apparently, I was going to ask you guys, this was in my movie facts, but he was going to use them in Volume 2 and then decided to save him for Volume 3. I don't know if that's still a thing that they're going to do or not. I was going to ask if you guys knew.
I don't know for sure, but I feel like if he was going to use him, then this story it wouldn't have been Eagle, the Living Planet, and all that. I think it would have been something completely different. Because where does he fit in this story? Like, how could you have him in this story?
I'm sure it was probably just an early idea and then decided to go with Eagle.
In the Captain Marvel 2 movie.
The second Captain Marvel movie?
Mm-hmm.
How does that work?
Yeah, why?
I know nothing about
Captain
him, so
Marvel?
I can't say.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess the second Captain Marvel movie would be a space movie, right? He's not on Earth.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Let's not have her on Earth because she's overpowered anyway. She's got to fight people strong enough to take her on.
Mm-hmm.
Although, but how do I get my Rogue thing, though? I need Rogue, okay? And I need Rogue.
The third movie.
Because it's rumored that they want to use Rogue as the villain, kind of like how Iron Man was the villain in Civil War.
You could do that. Wait, are we going to get Mystique too, though? Was that true in the comics? Not the comic, the cartoon. So it was Mystique that got her to take her power?
Yeah, it's true in the comics.
Oh, definitely do that for the third movie.
Because Mystique adopted.
Let's just say Mystique is a horrible mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't she? She gave up Nightcrawler, didn't she?
She gave up Nightcrawler.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then apparently, she be in relationships with people just pretending to be somebody else the entire time. The entire time. It gets messed up. Okay. So we talked a bit about the characters. I thought there were some funny moments, like when when the Ravagers were supposed to pick up everybody and they were going to get 1 million credits, right? And then instead, Rocket was like, well, you can take the batteries. And Yondu's like, yeah, we'll do that. We can get $250,000 on that. And then everybody's like, a quarter is only 1/3 of 1 million. And then Yondu's just like, no. And he was like, a quarter's 25. We can't do anything with 25 credit. I was like, oh man, that was funny.
Yeah.
Baby.
Oh,
Taserface. Call me Taserface. I don't know. When Rocket points out him waking up in the morning, looking in the mirror, and coming up with the name Taserface. Come on, man. Can you imagine someone doing that? I'm just saying.
Right. And it was like, and that's the name you came up with?
It's like, do you shoot tasers out of your face? It's metaphorical, which makes no sense. What is it a metaphor for?
It made no, like, he don't even have a weapon that tastes.
It's because his face looks like it's been tased. Baby Groot getting the items. I find this funny because that's my son. You will ask him to get stuff and it just won't get the right thing, or it'll be something right next to him and you're like, it's right next to you, and he's like, where it's like, it's right here, it's literally in front of your face, where? So yeah, I can relate to that Baby Groot scene 100%. So I found it funny.
I find that funny. And only because I was thinking of one of my friends who's like asked her son to like, hey, hand me the red bag. And he comes back with a blue bag. And she's like, what color did I ask for? Red. What color is this? Blue. Like, okay.
So you knew the color. You still brought me the wrong bag.
Yeah. Yes. So that was like, oh yeah, that sounds about right.
Apparently 52 of the I Am groups have the F-bomb in it.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Good thing it's not a real language, huh?
Yeah. Oh, right. Because when he said I Am Groot, and he was like, what he said, he was like, welcome to the freaking Guardians of the Galaxy, and he didn't use freaking.
Yeah.
Say it. You get 2.
No.
I'm just saying, you get 2. Use all of your 2.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much all I got on Guardians of the Galaxy. There's a lot of stuff in it. It's pretty cool. But Dominique, you've got your extras.
I do. Apparently, I hope this is true, but apparently, at least according to the internet, Matthew McConaughey passed on Ego. Like, how is that supposed to work?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think they had picked a.
That would have been weird.
That'd have been weird. Yeah. So then, other people that was considered: Gary Oldman, Christoph Waltz, Alec Baldwin, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Robert De Niro, and Liam Neeson. I would say definitely no on Schwarzenegger. Just no. No on Bruce Willis, and definitely no on Liam Neeson. I feel like Alec Baldwin would have been great.
Alec Baldwin. I want to see Robert De Niro. That would have been interesting. That would have been interesting. I want to see Robert De Niro.
I feel like De Niro, Christoph Waltz, and Alec Baldwin to me was
thinking
like,
about Christoph Waltz.
Waltz. Who's Waltzen?
Waltz.
I don't know who that is.
Sorry, Waltz.
All right, so that's what I have for everyone else. Oh, you know what? I should have looked at some casting for Mantis, because I like her, but I don't know if they had another choice. Something like that. Palm. I think she's something or another.
Isn't she? She's French, I think.
French in Korean?
Yeah, she's like, her ethnicity is Korean, but she's from France.
No, she's like half French.
Oh, she is half French. Okay.
Yes. French Russian, I think, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, so yeah, I should have looked up to see who else they had for her, but I did not. So my bad on that. Let's see. Oh, you know how last time for the first Guardians, I was like, there's no way that Walkman still works.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I was proven correct. So they had a hard time finding headphones for his Walkman because the ones they had were all broken. So they called Sony like, yo, can we get some headphones? And Sony didn't even have any. So if Sony didn't have no headphones, there's no way this thing would have lasted so long.
Well, Peter just kept his headphones in pristine condition. Or they could have repaired it. He's on an alien ship.
We grew up in that era. And I think we replaced headphones just as much as we replaced the batteries.
Headphones don't last.
No.
Headphones
so anyway, they had to make the headphones from scratch.
Ooh.
So in the beginning of the movie, when Baby Groot is doing the little dance, which was cute, that was actually James Gunn in the motion capture suit.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
Oh.
Yep, all right. We already talked about how they didn't have the rights to Ego. Oh, Mantis is human in the comics. Did you guys?
No, I thought she was always alien. She's human?
She is human. She gets her power from the Kree, because apparently the Kree does everything.
Of course.
Of course. Yeah, so anyways, he changed it because Gunn wanted Quill to be the only human from Earth. I'm sorry, the only person from Earth.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah, we already talked about his father for real. We already talked about Adam Warlock. Okay, so apparently this movie is supposed to answer all the unanswered questions from the first film. Did we have unanswered questions, and were they answered?
I mean, besides who Peter Quill's father was? I thought that was the only question, really.
I mean, they said it like there was more, so.
Was answered.
What?
The purpose of Yondu, because like in the first one, you never really understood why he was chasing Quill.
Or no, you didn't understand why he like took him in the first place. Like, why did he abduct this random kid in Missouri?
Yeah.
Because he can. That was a good enough excuse for me. I mean, because it feels like that's something Yondu would do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that really wasn't a question for me. So, I mean, I needed you guys to answer that because I had no questions from the first one. But
I didn't have a lot either. I guess just those two.
Yondu and his father.
Okay, well, questions answered. All right, are we ready for nitpicks?
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Let's buckle up.
Go ahead.
Hold on to your butts.
Okay. They're not bad because I took a lot out because I was like, I'm gonna be nice because I know y'all was expecting me to go hard on this. Okay, number one, the gold people. I don't know who they are. Why did they need Guardians of the Galaxy to protect the batteries if they had those stupid robot ships where no one was gonna die or get hurt?
Because they're full of themselves and they didn't want to waste their own stuff.
Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm. She kind of mentioned it in a movie. Okay. Like basically, they didn't want to use their stuff for it.
Okay, I guess. Okay.
I mean, people can mop their own floors, but they get somebody else to do that too.
I just thought like you had these ships just ready to go. You could have fought the little alien monster thing, right?
Yeah.
No, all right.
I guess so.
It's just a thought. So Ego needed Peter in order to do the take over the universe thing. Because all his other kids didn't work. Is that possible? You had like 1,000 kids and none of them had powers? That like defies the laws of genetics.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it would seem. I don't know. Especially if you're making if it's like half and half. They're half celestial, right? So how would they not because Ego's full celestial? So all his children should carry a celestial gene. There's no way they don't get one.
So they should, some of them, before you got down to Peter and they had like a pile of skulls, someone else should have had that power.
Maybe Ego doesn't know what he's doing.
That could be
it. And maybe it's also different because it was different alien races too.
But genetics is genetics.
Yeah, if you're saying he is a full-blown celestial, any children he has that's directly from him should have some gene. Like, they have to get some genes from him. I guess none of those genes carry the power. Maybe the power is in like a very small minor gene set.
So the power can only mix with certain DNA,
or
human DNA is the only one that works.
Or it's one of those things where it's passed on, but it's just not an active. Like it takes a certain set to make it an active gene.
That's a stretch to me, but okay, that's fine. All right, we'll go with that.
I'm just giving some sort of scientific explanation for it.
Okay, we'll go with that. All right. So, he's a planet, right? He is the planet, correct?
Yes, he is the planet.
So He didn't know Baby Groot was running around in his brain planting a bomb?
He did. Remember, he was stopping him at first. For the first time, when Baby Groot went in there the first time, Mantis...
When everyone was getting... Okay, right. Okay, so he had the part when everyone was getting squished. I just feel like I don't know, it didn't seem like he was doing enough. I feel like he could have like slapped him around or something else. Yeah. I mean, he's a tree. Can't you? I don't know. I think oh, that's in the comics. I'm like, can he control weather too? But I don't think they gave him that power in the movie.
No, Eagle didn't seem to do a lot. My nitpick with Eagle being the planet was you didn't know where Gamora and Nebula were when they found all the dead kids.
That's what I'm saying. People are rolling around in your body like this and you just nothing.
Yeah.
And then I don't understand like why Mantis is just like, you're going to tell Drax, okay, no, never mind. That doesn't make any sense. Like I was straight up like, yo, y'all need to leave.
Yeah, that was.
Didn't make any sense.
Even the first time I watched the movie, that was a nitpick I had. Like, I don't understand why she stopped telling him and then just didn't until later. I mean, besides plot, you know. Like,
I mean, besides plot, because there's like a whole hour and 20 minutes left in the movie. It just didn't make any sense. And also, I didn't understand why Peter got so mad because she's like, something's not right about this place. Then he goes on this whole tangent, but you're the one who told me to come here. She's like, yeah, but there's something not right about this place. Mm-hmm. Like, those are two very different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Peter, I think that fits his character. So I don't have a nitpick there. Is it stupid? Yes, but I think it fits his character. He's pretty irrational a lot of the time. So I feel like it fits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're going to make an irrational character, then, you know, have him be irrational. Especially when it comes to subjects like his actual family, he usually is irrational. I mean, he did the same thing with Gamora when he thought she was dead. When she died, he did the same thing.
Right. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is not a nitpick, but I did like how James Gunn, when he's doing the screenplay, knows what songs he's going to use. You know, most time the songs come afterwards, like, oh, what song fits this scene? Is that he knows exactly what song is going to be for this scene. So I think that's cool because it fits better. And I feel like his song selection to me always fits the scene so perfectly because he wrote it in the thing. And so I feel like that's a huge part of these movies, and that was good.
Yeah, definitely. One thing was mentioned when they first left with Ego and the group split part, that song was about that band breaking apart. Like that band, like I think that was their last song that band did together. And because they were going to break apart. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. And then they played it again at the end when he fought his father, which could represent the opposite because, well, two things. One, he's splitting apart from his father there after he made that bond. And then also Yondu, you had that bond there. That was going to, first he's going to realize he has in the first place. And then that breaks immediately. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I did want to mention, I don't know how we talk about this movie and not talk about the music, but yeah. So my last nitpick. So he started to do the whole take over the world galaxy thing, and these blue things starts killing people. Is there no mention of this? Like, it just feel like this happened in this movie, and no one's gonna talk about the giant blue goo that took out half of Missouri.
It's Missouri. At first time I watched this, I was like, wait, why wouldn't they call the Avengers for this, right? Blah, blah, blah. Then I was like, I realized this time that I watched it, I was like, it's the small town in Missouri. Somebody should care, but no one cared. So...
all world, right? And how is it that no one found these little orbs in all this time?
That too.
Like, I feel like
all these
like
years,
a hiker would have stumbled on this thing.
All these years, and then I'm like, hey, this is a weird flower, right?
Yeah.
Man, the government would have been all over that. Set up a shield site and
Definitely.
everything. Alien flowers on the
Definitely.
ground. Yeah, I agree with that nitpick.
Yeah, I was just like, this is like, seriously? So that was my last one.
Okay. I did want to mention, we know Dominique doesn't care, but I feel like Yondu's death, especially the funeral too, man, that's like, that hit the feels there. I thought that was good. They built that relationship with Peter and Yondu, and then it was like, oh man, he finally found his real father, so to speak, and then he dies immediately. Kind of sucks.
Y'all don't think Yondu was still an awful person?
Yeah, no, he was an awful person.
Yeah, because I don't get it. Like, okay, you saved him as a kid because you decided, okay, you know, ego's not right. I'm not about to deliver this kid. But then you still treated him so bad. Yeah. I don't feel sorry for you.
Fair enough. All right.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't get the feels for that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. You may have been your father, but I'm your daddy, boy.
He may have been your father, but he wasn't your daddy.
Daddy, yeah.
So what's our next point?
Next we had best quotes. I assume you guys would be so thrilled. I had 0, but I'm sure you guys had like 1,000. So,
there were like best scenes. I couldn't pick like a singular quote. Maybe the one we just gave. But there were like a lot of them only worked because of the full scene. There was a lot. The lines that work together.
Yeah. I mean, you got the Mary Poppins one.
Oh yeah, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yeah. A lot with Drax and Mantis when it was like, it's beautiful. And they're like, it is. And so are you on the inside.
I'm like, this dude is so ignorant, man. What about when Mantis gets hit by the rock? He's like, Mantis, look out!
Yeah. Or the scene when he was like, how he made everything to the minute detail. He was like, you made a penis?
My father would tell the story of my conception every winter solstice. And I was like, wait, no. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I like a lot of lines work together rather than singular lines. So I don't really have a favorite. Maybe I'm Mary Poppins. That was pretty good.
Okay. There was something else I wanted to bring up, but now I forgot it while y'all was laughing about stupid stuff. It was something else movie related. Oh well, I missed it. I'll remember later.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's it. So are we gonna rate it?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna say I pay for that.
I'm going to go with watch while folding clothes.
Oh. Okay.
Interesting. Mine's is pure torture, but y'all need it already.
Gosh. How? Okay, so we're split. And I think that averages out to a watch while folding clothes, which I believe it deserves more than that. That's pure torture, though, really.
It's so boring to me.
I like it, but I mean, this is only my second time watching it, and like it was a lot of funny scenes to me, but honestly, I don't have to watch it again.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, fine. I don't either. I don't generally clamor to watch Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Yeah, but I don't. Okay, I don't know. I feel like it's better.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy 1, like I'll watch that every time it comes on.
Dominique says no.
She says no.
Okay, fine. So 3D Rivals' verdict is a watch while folding clothes. I feel like that's unfair, but I can't go against it. So
I'm pretty sure Dan would have said he'd pay for that.
Yeah, probably. which would have made it, and I pay for that. Dan
He's not here. So, yes.
Fine, whatever.
Oh, okay. I remember what my question was. I know we already ended. Well, but how does that arrow thing work?
I'm not so sure.
It seems kind of weird. And then, they killed a lot of people in this movie. I mean, I ain't mad at it. But I was just like, does this movie have, the highest death toll of all MCU movies?
Besides Infinity War?
Yeah, but that was, one snap. But we talking about,
Ultron. I mean, a lot of people died.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he did throw a rock at him, right?
I think she was saying...
But, on screen, this guy killed, 200 people.
Yeah.
With his arrow thing that I understand how one whistle, all of a sudden, it can move and, do loop-de-loops.
He needs that...
and turn corners? I get that. But, how else does it work? And what is it made out of?
I don't know. It's alien technology.
I understand it. It goes through walls. It goes through people.
Oh, maybe it's vibranium. It is an alien metal.
Oh, or adamantium, or whatever it's called.
That was made on Earth, I think. Adamantium.
Okay.
Trying to make vibranium, and they couldn't. So there you go.
And that's what you got.
Yeah, that's what it came up in the comic books. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
that's kind of.
They were trying to make it.
I might be wrong on that, but I think that's what it was.
That's not a bad trade-off, though.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah, it just becomes indestructible.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. What? I'm going to look that up if that's true.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look it up. I'm lying.
They try to experiment to see who... they try to experiment to see who could, they bonded with.
Yeah. Also, in the comments, Captain America's shield is a vibranium adamantium alloy and not just vibranium.
I knew that.
Yeah.
When are they going to add that in at the end?
Yeah.
Since now they can use it.
Well, you know what? Someone pointed out something good. The shield in Falcon and Winter Soldier and at the end of Endgame is different. It looks different than Captain America's shield, but there's extra notches and stuff on the shield. So that people are speculating that Falcon's shield is the adamantium vibranium alloy.
Different than what Tony gave back to him in Endgame?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yeah. It looks different.
Okay.
Which would make sense because Cap would have to spend time in a different timeline where it's a different shield. So.
See, now I looked it up, which means now I gotta watch Endgame again.
Not now. We're gonna get to it. You better hold on. I've been holding off watching Endgame. I want to. And I've been waiting because I'm we're gonna watch it on the stream. So
I want to watch Infinity War. It's the one I want to watch.
Infinity War is really good. Yeah. We should watch them back to back. Just make a 6-hour movie. Just somebody.
Just a whole day.
Yeah. Do it.
Okay.
All right. Well, that is our thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The next movie in line for the MCU is Black Panther? Black Panther? No, Thor Ragnarok.
Yep.
Thor Ragnarok is one of my very favorites. It's, MCU favorite right there. Love that movie. So we're going to check that out next week, though. I believe we're doing something else. What was that?
X2.
X2. That's right. So next week we're going to be talking about X2 as we continue through the X-Men movies, I guess. until two new movies come out. Yeah. But with that being said, if you want to reach out to us, you can. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/3drivals. We have a Gmail, 3drivals@gmail.com. Twitter @3_rivals. On the horrible place that is Twitter. If you want to reach out to us there, you can. We do have a Twitch channel, which we'll use eventually. twitch.tv/3drivals. Other than that, thanks so much for listening, guys. We always appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time. Peace out.